the college decision story. So the last two choices were Harvard and Colorado. I chose Colorado because I want to go to Pac-12. I want to go to the NBA. I was a crazy kid who was 150th in his class and thought he was going to the NBA in 2 years. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that at the Ivy League. I'm going to go to Pac-12, beat all the teams that thought wasn't good enough, and make it happen. So
I got a question, just out of curiosity. What was your parents' thought process if you picking Colorado? Because obviously, like you said, your mother was a professor.
No, my parents were good about it. I guess kind of in a crazy way. Like they were crazy enough to let an 18-year-old kid make that decision, make his own decision. The rest of my family, though, like not the immediate family, but everybody else kind of outside of it was like, "Are you tripping? Like you're not gonna go to the league more than likely. Like that's a hard target. Like go to Harvard, get your education. You got a 6-figure job for, however many years you're gonna work, and then you're good. Like you're a Harvard man, you're good. So if my parents had to push me in any other direction, I probably wouldn't have had the confidence, I guess, to make that decision and go against everybody, right? So shout out mom and dad.
Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for just making that decision on your own, and whether it works or not, you made it, and you just got to rock with it. Yeah,
that was their biggest thing. They were like, if you own it and you fail and whatnot, and you're fine with that, then like make your decision. But they empowered me to do so versus like saying, yeah, nah, you should go to Harvard and you could be messing up your life or something like that. Because if they'd have done that, I probably wouldn't have chose.
But since you just started like mentioning it, obviously like you're like, I want to go to the NBA. I want to go to Colorado. I was going to go to Colorado, playing the Pac-12 and just kind of take that route. Yeah. And you were saying, not like your parents, but other family members, they were kind of like, oh, you're not really going to, you're not going to go to the NBA. Or you might not go, good chance you might not go to the NBA. Yeah. You should go to Harvard, do all that. So when people always ask me, like, when I was a kid growing up, because obviously when you go to, even if you go to like top camps, you always have people saying like, oh, you should have a backup plan because, only, 0.03% or whatever go to the NBA.
I'll go pro in something other than sports.
Exactly. But like my biggest thing, my thought process was like, obviously you always want to be prepared for certain, different situations. But it's like, if I really want something and want to follow something, like I'm not going to be like digging into like having this huge backup plan. At the end of the day, you got to put, if you really want to, be professional and succeed in one thing, you got to put most of your marbles in that, if not all your marbles, and you have to follow that, to the end. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't be like, oh, I want to go to the NBA, but I want to also do, like you can do different things. I'm trying to like word it right because I don't want to like don't have a backup.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Like for me, and not to like talk trash about my family because it wasn't like they were like, hey, you're not going. They were just kind of like, look, like
it's a small chance.
Yeah, it's a small chance. But for me, it was like my quote unquote backup plan is fulfilling my school requirement. All right, like we know that at the end of the day, I'll get in theory, be able to get some level of a job because I will have graduated if I went all 4 years or whatever. But in my mind, there is no actual backup plan. Like, this is what I'm going to do. And that's how I work towards it and the way I approached it, the way I attacked it. And I feel like, to your point, like, if you're going to want something that's that hard to obtain, then you're going to have to be that dead set on it. Exactly. You don't let everything fall by the wayside and make it your only option. So, we've been fortunate to play D1, which means we had a built-in backup plan, which most high-level basketball players end up having. So take school seriously, get the degree, get the education that you need. Don't end up on probation all the time. But if you want to go to the NBA, like that's where
you got to be into it.
Yeah, you got to be driven to do it.
Spencer Dinwiddie is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. He's also one of my favorite players in the NBA. Very intelligent guy. He has his own shoe brand. Nobody ever talks about it though. He has something like a blockchain type technology, something with like players and how you can interact with players and stuff. He's a very smart guy. Like I said, he had an opportunity to go to Harvard and all those things, but he's a very good basketball player, very underrated in my opinion. He's done a great job at Brooklyn before they got the big three and all that stuff. They were going to the playoffs and, playing strong. He's injured now, but man, he's one of my favorite players, and he's put in the work, and I enjoy watching him play. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. What up, though? This is Kevin Melson with Beyond Your Limits, and in this video we got Spencer Dinwiddie on the Lighthearted podcast, and he's speaking on how he had an opportunity to go to Harvard, but he chose Colorado instead for basketball reasons, and how a lot of his family kind of thought he was crazy for going to Colorado over Harvard to follow a basketball dream that most likely was not going to happen for him. And what I want you guys to get out of this video is that you got to put all your eggs in one basket. If you want it to work out for you, you got to put all your time, all your energy into it. When you have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and all that, that's kind of teaching non-commitment. You know, and you won't. If all of your focus is not on plan A, most likely plan A is not going to work. If you're making sure plan B is set up and plan C after that, then you're not putting all your focus on plan A. And then once you come up against somebody that got all their eggs in this basketball basket, they're gonna kick your butt. They're gonna be a much better player than you because they're putting all their time and all their focus into this one thing. And most people tell you to not put all your eggs in one basket because they're scared that, you know, plan A is not going to work out. But in reality, if you're putting all your eggs in one basket in plan A and you're going at it, there will be other options for you along the way if plan A doesn't work out, but you want to exhaust every possibility of your first plan before you go on to plan B. Like myself, I put all my eggs in my basketball basket. I wanted to go to the NBA. I wanted to be the greatest player that ever played, but that didn't work out for me. But while I was putting all my eggs in one basket, I still got a college degree. I mean, those weren't my, that wasn't my main focus. My main focus was getting to the NBA. But along the way, I was able to play 10 years professional basketball in Europe. And get paid playing basketball. And now that I'm retired, I'm still getting paid from basketball. And it was all from putting all my eggs in this one basket. Because I could have went to plan B a long time ago. As you know, or as you may not know, I was cut from my JV team my freshman and my sophomore year. I could have easily packed it up then and went on to plan B. But plan A, I had all my eggs in that basket, and so I put all my eggs in the basket, and I made sure I watched that basket, and I did everything I could to make my dreams come true. And I don't regret it at all. Even though I didn't get to my ultimate goal, I got a lot of great things out of that. I've traveled the world for free. People paid me to travel the whole world. I've made a lot of money playing basketball. I met my wife through basketball. I met most of my friends through playing basketball. And so I've had a great life putting all my eggs in this one basket. And if I would have spread my eggs around and my focus around on so many different things, I'm sure that it wouldn't have happened. I'm sure that I would have gave up a long time ago. If I had a plan B ready to go, I would have jumped to that a long time ago. And so I just want to let you guys know that you can't get there being halfway in. You can't get there being halfway committed. You got to commit everything that you got and give your very best effort, because there are plenty players, there are plenty people out here that's giving their very best effort towards basketball. And if you're giving a half effort, you're not going to be better than them. And that's just how it goes. I know that this is very controversial, but if you're giving your very best effort, things will work out for you. You don't have to worry about a plan B. A plan B will make itself available after you exhausted all your options for your plan A. So you don't have to worry about what I'm gonna do if this don't work out. You're putting negative thoughts into your head that it's not gonna work out. And if subconsciously you know you got a backup, you're not gonna give your all into plan A. So just give it your very best shot, and at the end of it, even if you don't make it, I'm sure you won't regret it. You won't regret it. You put all your work in, you did the best that you could do, and that's all that you can do in anything. If this is something that you truly love, give it all your time and your attention. Give it your very best effort. It's gonna work out for your good. All right, and it's also gonna work out for your good if you click those links in the bio, in the description, buy some merch. or, you know, take one of those free courses on there. And thank you guys for watching this video. Comment in the comments if you agree with me, or if you don't, let me know. And I'm out.